All right, the Hebrew of the week is Ruth 3:12. This is a fairly short verse. Basically, Boaz is saying, I got a few logistical details to work on here, but I think we can do this. So let's go ahead and see if you can pronounce the Hebrew of this first line. I would say something like Va'ata ki amna Amanam. I think Amanam. Ki im. This seems to be some sort of a kathiv kare. There's no hirik under it. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, goel anoki. All right. What's this translation? So, va is and, ata means now. Ki, this is for or because. I went with for on this one and that on this. And now for Amunah, true. I'm doing a vocal schwa there because I think this is a kamatz gadol, a long A, and after a long vowel, the shava is generally a vocal schwa. Imunah is the dictionary form. But anyway, now it's true. And now it's true. I'm a kinsman redeemer. True that a goel am I. I almost translated that as redeemer, but I think that maybe I think we should know what that comes from. So goel means being a close relative. It is a G or call participle. The holum after the first consonant is the clue. I am being a close relative. Now, it's more than being a close relative because the implication is he's up to bat, so to speak. Ruth's husband died. He is almost, not quite, but he is almost the closest male relative. So there is a certain sense of duty. I would say that probably in Deuteronomy, is it 24, where we get the stuff on levirate marriage, that's probably a little bit standardized. And Ruth is probably a little bit earlier, maybe. I realize these are controversial things. But Ruth is probably a little earlier. It's probably a little less rigid in terms of the practices of the land. The basic sense is whoever the closest male relative is has a certain obligation to keep the kind of the possessions, the property, and all of that in the family by taking on the dead man's wife as his wife. Probably not his only wife. Probably he already has wives, so taking on an additional wife, remembering that this is a polyistic phase of Israelite history. So anyway, and now it's true that I am, being a close relative, am I. Anoki is I. I'm a kinsman redeemer. It's true. Kinsman redeemers seem too specific. Being a close relative is probably not specific enough, but somewhere in between there's the sense I am a close relative and therefore I have obligations, if that makes sense. Next line. See if you can pronounce the Hebrew. Here's how I would do it. Va'am yesh goel karov mimeni. All right. So again, we have a vav. Now it's not on a verb, just like it wasn't here. So we probably could have translated this but now. Usually, although I don't think it's always, but usually when we have the beginning of a clause, and you have the vav on a word that isn't the verb, usually there's a contrastive sense to it. So I translated this, but also, but now, I don't know, and works well here. And now, for it is true that I am a goel, but also yesh there is, but also there is a goel who is karov mimeni, who is near from me, which is the way in Hebrew you say who is actually closer than me, is the sense of it. So basically, yes, I am in the ballpark for being your close relative redeemer, but there's one person who's a little bit closer, and just to fulfill all righteousness, I need to check that off the list. So, but also there is being a close relative. Again, this is a G participle, call participle from Gaal, and then near from me. The mem hirik doubling is min, which means from. the Hirik Yod at the end is the me. The mimini, the mem and the nun in the middle really don't do anything but just kind of, it's like the packaging, the little styrofoam thingies, the bubble wrap. The meaning bits of mimini are the min and the e on the end, and the rest is just kind of cartilage. All right. Can I string this out anymore? There you have it, Ruth 3:12. Again, let me notice that I do have a book, Biblical Hebrew for the Novice. You can get it on Amazon there. It's also $1 cheaper on Shopify. Here's the ebook on Shopify. And there's a course that goes along with it on Udemy, and there's a course that goes through all of Hebrew using the book of Jonah. And that's pretty much it. I think we've made it. So let's call it a wrap.